Josh, I don't know what to talk about because we've not got a date or anything yet, but there was a lot of interest. Only was it 3 weeks ago? Was it 3 weeks ago when Conlan and Woodfall were another? Well, for your old opponents.
Yes, it was. I think the last time we were speaking, Lee, I'd made my debut as a cornerman.
Oh, yeah, it was.
And at the time, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Lara one had just happened, and I'd been promised that I was next.
I know. How did you feel?
Well, from those previous conversations, that's all I did was prepare for that, and I trained and I fucking trained, and my mentality was I'm fighting May 27th, and it wasn't until around mid-April when I had the phone call that I won't get in the fight, and then the day or so after they announced the rematch, so that left me a bit flat, to be honest with you. But I thought, fuck it, something's going to come about, and then they said, right, well, you're going to have another date. We have another date for you. The June the 10th down in London, little away day, few fighters from down there, sell some tickets, so it takes pressure off you a little bit. Not that I give a fuck anyway, because my lot of travel wherever. Yeah. But yeah, at least we're going to be out, so kept on in the gym, kept on sparring. I was starting to peak, strength were through the roof, fitness were getting there, timing were coming. We started working sharpness on the pads and game plans and all that. Opponents were coming through, and then for whatever reason, it didn't materialise, and I was like, fucking hell. And we were mid-May, I found out I wasn't going to be fighting at all, and it's like, fuck. And it just like hitting a bit of a brick wall, not physically but mentally.
Mm-hmm.
So I take my twin daughters swimming on Thursday nights. Straight from morning and swimming on Thursday nights, and every time we drive home from swimming, we pass the fish and chip shop, our local fish and chip shop, and they always say, Daddy, can we have fish and chips? Because they finish school, straight swimming, so they're always a bit tired. And that Thursday I found out I'm fucking fighting, so I picked them up and we took them swimming. I said, girls, tonight we're having fish and chips. I thought, fuck it, I picked out, I had weekend off of training, and then I thought, yeah, just see what goes on. I booked myself on holiday, got myself away, and since that I've just been back in ticking over, and I'm hearing that I might be out in September time.
Right.
But it's fucking.
And who's it going to be? Is it going to be?
Well, I don't know. I mean, only a few weeks back they were talking about myself and Ray Vargas. Because I'm ranked number 1 with the WBC. And Ray Vargas, he went up to super feather and boxed and lost, but still retained, or still kept hold of the featherweight title, and progress with talks were happening there, and they were quite far down the line, and I thought, fucking hell, if they told me this at the start here, then I wouldn't have fucking mattered one bit. If they said, right, you're not going to be fighting until September time, but it's going to be fought green and gold, and I said, well, fair. I would have said, well, fair enough, that's right as rain. I'll sit myself on the bench until then. But them talks started to happen, and I thought, fucking hell. And then all of a sudden they were talking about you might be going to America as well. Fucking hell, two dreams here, green and gold belt, and then going to America as well. And then that seems to have just calmed down a bit. So at the minute, I'm just I'm ticking over. Obviously, the fact that makes sense, and the fact that Eddie seems to be mentioning in interviews, even though I've not really spoke to Eddie directly myself, is the Lee Wood one.
Mm-hmm. It seems easiest to make.
Yeah, it makes
perhaps the biggest one.
Yeah,
certainly in this country.
Certainly in this country. So we'll see what happens. But
well, what did you think of Lee Wood's performance against Lara? Because it seemed like Lara felt like me. You remember when Ruiz beat AJ?
Yeah.
It seemed like he'd achieved what he wanted to achieve, and he didn't seem to try in the fight.
I'm never going to take it anywhere from Lee's performance, because the mentality that he's shown going straight back into it so soon after the fight. Credit to him, for doing that. And obviously, he did what he had to do in the fight, but I don't look like he couldn't be asked. You know what I mean? I mean, the whole thing with the whole thing like coming in late. Like I heard they didn't come in on Tuesday. fucking, I mean, how heavy must have you been to not be allowed to get make the featherweight limit? I mean, checkaways normally you've got to be 9'3", 9'3.5", and they might allow you to take a pound off, a couple of pound, but he must have been fucking well over that for him to say no, it's far too dangerous to get down to that. So yeah, I feel like in the first fight he was still in there, even though I thought he was getting his head picked off. I felt like he was still in there.
The first 2 rounds it looked like it was going to be a hard night for Lee Wood, and then he took control of the fight, and
then he got
But
even towards last stages, I felt like Lara just didn't look like he had that dangerous fucking spite about him. You know, fuck knows, but more so Conlan and Lopez.
Well, what did you think about that one then?
I thought I was a bit surprised, to be honest with you, and I was surprised with the tactics that the Conlan team chose, because prior to it I was saying Lopez, and I thought it was going to be a bit of a chess match, and then towards back in the week I thought, you know what, Conlan could make it fucking really awkward for him, because Conlan's a fantastic technical boxer, yeah, and my thinking was he could fucking goad Lopez and frustrate him, and fucking, because Lopez is fucking raw, and he likes to stand and he likes to fight, but he's raw with it. But I thought the movement that Conlan does, he'll be like frustrate him, leave him open, pop him, from angles, might not knock him out, but win, quite comfortably on points. But when I seen the fight itself, I was surprised to see him plant his feet and try going with him, because obviously I fought him, and he never really had me in trouble. But I know he's got a bit of weight behind his punches, and for Conlan to throw away not his advantages, but what his skills are. It's more like just fucking pump to one side and say let's just have her out.
I know, it seems a bit crazy, especially when you've got boxing skills and not to utilise it.
Exactly.
But the punch that finished the fight was a strange one, because it seemed to hit him in the solar plexus and then skid up to his chin. And the effects that it had, when you consider most of the force would have been took away with the collision with his chest. It had devastating effects.
Yeah, I mean, like I say,
he must be a heavy hitter.
He fucking didn't do that to me, like, did he? I mean, but I have to take a shot.
Yeah, but you're right.
Exactly. But yeah, he kind of throws his body weight momentum into it, and I remember fucking obsessing watching the Isaac Lowe fight about 10 days prior. Just fucking hell, I watched it so many times I've become a bit fucking too obsessed. And I was watching during the first couple of rounds of my fight with Lopez. I was very safety conscious about my jaw, because I was fucking, I'd been punched on it, but not with 8 ounce gloves on, without an head guard. That's a big difference, isn't it? And I'm very safety conscious of him throwing that backhand uppercut. And like I say, a couple of times he got through to my midriff, to my body, but he never really got through to my head. But he kind of steps back and generates the power, but he kind of comes blind, because he throws his body into the shot. Then lets
he's very hard to read, isn't he? What he does, he's not.
Yeah, I mean,
particularly orthodox.
When you've got to fucking see when his body, when it moves, when he throws his body, that punch is gonna come with it. And I think the way that you need to I started to do in second half of fight was press him and really bring them tight shots in.
Did you? I think we have touched on it before, but at the end of the fight, did you feel you'd done enough?
Yeah, because I've just, obviously, I'm my worst critic, I always have been, and I always think, fucking, I'm not doing enough. And even times when I've won fucking 121.
Well, have you watched it back? And what's your feelings now still?
I've only watched fucking bits and bats. I still need to do that. I still need to watch it back fully. But I think going back to when I sit down and think about it was around round 9, round 10, and I sat down and I knew it was close. I knew there were some rounds where I thought, fucking hell, you've lost that one, or that was a fucking tight round, or you might just pinch that one, Josh. But I remember going back to Conlan and get ready for round 10. And my old man goes, right, going into championship rounds now, it's fucking tight, you need to pick it up. So I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I expect it to be tight, like. But he's normally a fucking good reader of the how, you know, fights going, and he's always honest with me. You know, if he say like you're letting it slip, then I know I need to fucking kick up the backside. That's what he said to me after fucking round 5 or 6. So I felt like I brought it back round a bit then, and he said it's close going into these championship rounds, but if you put the foot on the gas and he's ready to go. So I fucking gets up and I start pressing him, and round 11 I almost had him, he hit him with right hand over the top and his fucking legs were all over and he'd holding on for dear life. And then round 12 he just fucking did everything he could to survive, didn't he? But then you're left with fucking hell, what I should have, could have, would have done. But I would love to run that one back, certainly.
So out of just the rematches, you know, well, it's not a rematch with Wood, but obviously Lara's out of the question now. You know, he's no world title, he's got nothing to present. So realistically, he's got to go back and win something again and make himself relevant. Is that still exciting for you with the Lopez fight then? Because he's a world champion now.
I mean, I won't mind fucking getting myself to an eliminator. I mean, do you remember when I boxed Kid Gallard? Fuck me, he did a bit of crying on Twitter and all of a sudden he went straight into a fan eliminator.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, why haven't I been able to do that? I'm like, there's a fella ranked number 1, he's the Japanese fella. There's nobody ranked number 2 and I'm ranked number 3. Do you know what I mean? Like, well,
so there's plenty of options still out there.
Of course there is, yeah.
And that's hence why you've been working in the gym today so hard.
Of course, and it's like...
Well, it looked hard to me. I presume it was a fairly easy session for you today.
Yeah, it fucks me off the perception that fucking you finished or fucking, you know, I mean, look at Lee Wood a few years ago when he went like, when he lost in the golden contract and that, you know, he was fucking done now all of a sudden he's pissing himself.
And that was a big shot, that guy. You know, I love Jazza, but you know, Jazza's screaming your name out as well, isn't it? But I didn't think he beat Lee Wood, and he did. And then Lee Wood goes and wins a world title, doesn't he? You know, and then obviously it's just a funny old sport, isn't it? Because he gets them beat off Lara, then he goes back and totally outboxes him in the second fight, you know, and it was never any danger for him.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what happens, Lee. But at this moment in time, I'm just.
You're just making sure you're going to be ready for.
Yeah.
You think hopefully in September.
Yes.
But you're still in the gym now, and you're getting ready because your stablemate Maxie, he's off to America.
That's right, mate. Yeah, the man is fucking. I mean, that's an inspiration right there. Whenever I start feeling sorry for myself, man, the fucking. I've told the story many times of me and Reece driving home from London after he lost to Liam Walsh, and he was done, and now he's fucking hell. Fast forward a few years later, and you know, he's going over to America.
And he you know, he's not a show for anything like that, but his confidence is through the roof now. I was just talking to him before about the fight, and you know, there's no doubt in his mind that he wins.
Yeah, exactly.
No doubt at all.
And that's confidence, momentum. You know, he's always had that ability. It's just a lot of it's up there, isn't it? And
I think your dad was a big factor of this.
Yeah, definitely. There's, I mean, this is a chat for another video, I think, because I could go on about it. But there's certain things that people need to trigger. You know what I mean? Every fighter's got a trigger. Sometimes you need you're doing it for the dough, sometimes you're doing it for your family, sometimes you do it for love of sport, sometimes you need all your fucking entourage around you and you need to fucking come on and you get up and and sometimes you just need to be left alone and just need that peace and calm.
So you're all of them though. You know, when you're getting ready, I love it when I'm in the changing rooms. Unfortunately I wasn't there the last couple of them, but when I do sit you there, you know, the whole team get behind you and you're all up, and you know, you're one of the kids that when I see go on the pads, normally it takes a fighter a round or two before that sharpness and that noise and that you know, when you hit the pads and it's beautiful noise. You're instant.
Oh man, by the time we hit the pads, I'm gonna kill him.
But what I'm saying though, you know, and then you know, there's this massive hoorah, and then they all know when you go to that little quiet moment, about 15-20 minutes before the fight, you go and sit on your own, you have a little chat to yourself in your head, everyone leaves you alone, and then the whip comes in. Right, we're ready, we're going out, and suddenly it erupts, doesn't it, the changing room, and it's like, come on, let's go, and it's just a fantastic feeling. I don't know, for me, just being an onlooker is wonderful. For yourself, it must be.
And that's what
that feeling.
I can't wait to get back to.
Yeah.
We're digressing a bit there, but like talking about Maxi, fucking, I mean, the thing that Maxi needs the most is that calmness, and I think that just normality. Because Maxi fucking is an easygoing guy. You know, we watch his videos on Instagram and social media. It's just simple things in life, and I think that's what me old man's like just brought out of him, as well as all that fucking beautiful boxing, and that's just fucking what's brought the.
Have you picked anything up of him?
Yeah, listen, you fucking learn off everybody. There's a few things what Maxi does, and I'm like fucking hard cream over him.
Because I was watching him. I don't know the kid who was sparring, Tommy something, but you know. He seems to be a bit more spiteful with his shots. Yeah. So have you both given something to one another?
Yeah, we've taken bits and bats off each other. You know, the fight and the nastiness that I sometimes have display inside. You know, we've shared many rounds, so as Reese Mould. You know, we've all worked off each other, and you know that kind of side. Me and Reese go forward aggressive fighters. Max has always been a textbook. You know, back foot counter puncher, but I think he's seen there's moments for him to buy down the gum shield and let the fucking now. Listen, you eat Max with a jab, he's going to hit you back, and just as hard. So he's just added to his armory, and we all learn off each other.
Right, well listen, it's going to be a very exciting few months for you, because like I say, it's July the 22nd, he goes over there, but you've got a load of the other kids who have been down here. So Levi's out, you got a new addition, Hash Redmond. How did you find Hash?
Yeah, so far fantastic, good. He's
nice kid, isn't he?
Lovely kid, fit kid as well. And you know what, it's good to watch him move around. He takes angles really well, good movement. So
Big Will Harrison, he's out.
Big Whacker,
he's out, I think, just before
Levi.
Levi. So yeah, exciting times, and hopefully we'll have some good news for you sometime in September, where you can hopefully reclaim a world title.
Get back on top.
If it's Lee Wood, it's your old world title, isn't it?
No, I had the IBF now.
Oh, what's he got then?
WBA.
Does it? That's a
variety of spice of life, they say.
Alright, well listen, you get off, but thank you very much for your time, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Josh, take care. Bye.
Thank you, mate. For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.